Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the show today on January 24th, 2023, a Tuesday. Thank you for tuning in. Glad to have you guys here. Now, here's the thing, guys. What's happening over there in the war in Ukraine? I want to talk about that just for a little bit. One of the big news and the big stories out there is the BRICS. I'm going to talk about that a little bit, and I'm going to talk about copper. First thing we're going to talk about is getting on here to copper. Extremely tight market could push copper prices to record highs. I mean, yeah, copper is one of the three precious metals. A lot of people don't know about this, but it's gold, silver, and copper. And in fact, this was used to be used in coinage. You had gold coins, you had silver coins, and you had copper coins in ancient times, I mean, back, not that ancient, really. Just going back, like, maybe to your great-great-great-great-great-grandparents, Copper, we still have copper pennies. And this is a legacy from when copper used to be money. And it still is. Now, for you guys that can't afford gold, you can't, and guys, there's certain ones of you out there got such a tight budget now with the way the government has been. I mean, basically it's almost like harassment, the way they've been tightening the economy so that you're losing your jobs. Some people are losing your jobs, you're losing hope, you're deep in debt, whatever, and you got such a tight budget, such budget restraints, you can't afford to buy silver, you can't afford to buy gold. But I'm going to tell you what, it's almost free to start actually saving copper for yourself and putting it away for yourself. But you got to make sure it's real copper. And why I say it's almost free is, I mean, you can be walking down the pavement now, pennies. You find pennies laying around, right? And you can pick them up. Make sure that they're real copper ones. And if you're not real copper ones, roll them up, trade them into the bank, or get real copper ones. Make sure they're real copper, and there's ways to do that. A little bit of research on the internet, you can find out which ones are real copper. And start putting them away. Start stacking them. And you can become a stacker, but in copper. And I'm going to tell you, it's going to pay off. It'll pay off just like silver's going to pay off, just like gold's going to pay off. Now, in other news, I want to talk about the BRICS for a minute. This is probably the biggest story it's because it's not real interesting. But in a way, it's going to be interesting. The world is becoming divided. We got NATO on one side and the BRICS on the other. And both sides are having the final nations that are not taking sides on this or taking sides. The countries are joining the BRICS. And there's countries that are joining NATO right now. And sides are being drawn. And the world is, I'm going to tell you, just about being drawn 50-50 in half. With Russia, and China and the BRICS, and so many other countries joining the BRICS and NATO. Look at all the NATO member countries out there. It's just about dividing the world right down the middle. And this is not a good thing because it's creating if aliens were watching from space and they saw a planet, it could be any planet. But let's say there was two sides on the planet. One side over here, the left side, and one side over here, the right side of the planet. And those two sides drew sides, and they become completely polar opposite. That means the planet's not working together any longer. In fact, what it's done is it's divided the planet, and if they have a high enough technology level, you'll see that they'll probably end up destroying themselves if you have that kind of division. And what we're doing now is we're moving toward that. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but maybe it's what happened on Mars. Who knows? Maybe, 100,000 years ago or something. Maybe they all blew the hell out of one another and left the planet a desolate waste. Maybe they had a higher technology. I'm just theorizing, guys, I mean, anyway, I got to get into what's happening. But what's happening is you got over there in the East, they're going to go with gold and silver as a fundamental core behind their monetary system in the East. And don't underestimate the power of the BRICS. And they've been planning on going with gold for a long time. China was accumulating gold. Russia is accumulating gold. They got tremendous gold reserves over there, right? What are we going to go with? Well, Bitcoin, of course. Just joking. But what do we got? Really, seriously, guys, what do we got over here to go with as a backer for our currencies? Because our currencies are absolutely worthless over here in the West. Poor planning. Now they've got, the BRICS have got a plan. But over here, we just got this reset as our plan, and the reset is like, what the hell? That's not going to come without an immense cost. You just can't reset all your currencies overnight and say, okay, they're worthless, now we're going to move on to something else. That's not a plan. That's chaos. And the BRICS, they'll take advantage of that chaos if they can. Because they mean to win. And this is an economic war. This is what's called a trade war. It's ongoing, and they mean to win. Anyway, listen, guys, let's move on and take a look at the silver price today. What we're seeing is silver's down 17 cents again. It's that same time frame where it hit the big smash yesterday, and they're smashing it again. You know what I think they're doing? I think they're smashing it down and accumulating real physical metal. I think it's doing it on purpose so that they can get the cheapest price possible. And I think that this might be the final hurrah. They might be cleaning up all the metal that's left, and then this is what they do. Way back when, before any of us were even born, the gold was $20 an ounce. And they said, okay, everybody's got to turn all your gold in. We're going to confiscate it all. We're going to take it all. It's illegal to own it. We'll throw you in jail if you try to keep it for yourselves. Turn it in, pay us. We'll pay you the $20 an ounce. And as soon as they got it all accumulated, all in their possession then, and they paid the $20 an ounce for it, then they put the price up to $35 an ounce. Tell you, these guys are hoodwinkers. And these guys they will pull the wool over your eyes, and they will make profit for themselves off of your back, even if they have to pass laws to do it. They will. They'll crook you out of your dollars, and they'll put their dollars in their nest egg. Anyway, listen, guys. So this is the thing. I see the same thing coming again right now. Is they're trying to flush everybody out of the tree and get the last bit of silver out of the vaults and everything at the cheapest price they possibly can. And then on the other side of this, when there's a shortage of silver, you watch the price zoom to the upside. And I told you guys for ages now, I've said there's going to be $3 days coming where silver goes up $3 in one day. Those days are coming. But they're not quite here yet. And now is still the time to accumulate. You don't want to accumulate it when it's $75 an ounce or $100 an ounce. You want to accumulate it now. Well, it's like $23 and change. Let's take a look at gold today. See what gold's doing. Gold's going straight on down there. It's down $12.10 on the day so far at 1,918. Cryptocurrency today. The Bitcoin price is $22,834, so it's basically the same price it was yesterday. And Ethereum is $1,613 for an Ethereum. I remember when Ethereum was $10 a piece. Yeah, those were the days. Dow Jones Industrial Average today, 33,439. It's up 190 points on the day for the Dow. Let's take a look now at the S&P 500, and it is down 28 points on the day so far at 39.96, down 23 points on the day so far. Now what we're going to do is take a look at crude oil at 81.67 today, and it's up 5 cents on the day. So crude oil is staying above $80 a barrel. Bonds and rates, we're looking at rising yields today. Looking at 10 years up 1 basis point. And we're looking at a fall in yield in the 30-year, but it's only marginal. It's 1/10 of 1 basis point. At 3.68 for the 30-year and 3.53 on the U.S. 10-year. Now, I'm going to tell you guys about something. What I do here on this channel is I'm an economic trends forecaster. It's a macro picture of the economics. I don't get right down and get my head in each little market and look at the nuances. I step back and look at it from the greater distance and see where it's going in the future, and by trends that are developing now in the markets and in the financial system, and also in the geopolitical scheme. Put it all together and come up with a picture, or try to paint a picture of where this whole thing's going in the future. Economic trends. That's what I'm forecasting. Now, the thing about it is my channel is also a resource. If you want to see where markets were at a particular date, you can go back in time on my channel and find my previous shows on that particular date. You can see exactly where all the markets were, where gold and silver was on that particular date. It's a resource of where the markets were in a picture, and all you have to do is look for market report, or even on my regular shows that I do the markets, and I cover all the things I covered this morning, all the parts and nuances of the market that I covered this morning. So it's a resource for the future to look back and see. Hey, I want to know what was happening, say in 2019, in the market. And you want to find out, and you can find out what each particular, where the Dow was, it's all there, But this is a record. Anyway, moving on today and taking a look at the U.S. dollar index. 102.38, and it's rising today. The dollar's rising, gaining a bit of strength today. Thank you guys for listening to my show. Like and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys in the very next episode. Bye-bye.